Horeb was a game changer. The book itself was written before 19 letters. In fact, he submitted it to his publishers before he even conceived of 19 letters as a book. But his publishers said to him, this is very long, very complex. Write something more simplistic and shorter. If that works, then we'll go into Horeb. And in fact, 19 letters had a lot of the ideas that eventually would go into Horeb. And of course, when Horeb was eventually published, there really was an audience eager to absorb its ideas. It was written in 1835, but published in 1837. And it played a pivotal and decisive role in redressing the balance in favor of traditional Judaism as a religion of the law. Now, why do I say that? Because up to that point, or certainly for thousands of years, there was never any discussion that that was what Judaism was, a religion of law. But now in the new world of the Haskalah, God was no longer the center of the universe, it was man. And therefore, Judaism was changing in a way that it had never done before, away from Torah, away from the observance of Torah, to more humanitarian and general ideas. In fact, the understanding was going to be us k'chol hagoyim, like all the nations of the world, nothing that makes us different, nothing that makes us stand out. Hirsch stood up against it and said, no, that is not Judaism, that is not the way we have to go. Therefore, he wrote Horeb in a way to show what Torah is. And it's an amazing, amazing work. And in fact, what it does, it divides Jewish life into 6 sections, 6 topics, 6 chapters. And what are they? And I'm going to go through them in this mini share because I just think it really can encapsulate for us what Torah life is. The first part was Torot. These are the fundamental principles that govern our mental and spiritual preparation for life. Love and fear of God, love and hatred, pride and humility, the things that make us tick on a daily basis. Second part was Edot, symbolic observances which form the basis of the Jewish year. Shabbat, the Chagim, both major and minor, fast days, Rosh Chodesh, Tefillin, Tzitzit, and Avelot. The basic daily life of a Jew contained in that section. Mishpatim, justice towards each other, respect for property, falsehood and lying, damages, physical abuse, emotional weaknesses, mental abuse, all these areas, that comes under the third topic, Mishpatim. The fourth chapter was Chukim, laws of righteousness towards the earth, plants, animals, and ourselves. A remarkable book, respecting of animals, guarding against immorality, and respecting one's own body. All of that, part of the Chukim. Mitzvot, book 5, commandments of love, honoring parents, teshuvah, education, tzedakah, the building blocks of our humanity and our interacting with each other, with our parents, with society, and of course, with the wider world. Avodah, the 6th and final book, that's divine service. That's shul, tefillot, Kriyat Torah, and of course, against idol worship. It's a brilliant breakdown, a philosophy of modern Jewish life. And when Hirsch was asked who did he have in mind when he wrote Horeb, he said the intelligent Jewish youth of today. And again, he chose the word Horeb intentionally. In fact, it was meant to be split into 2 works, Moriah and Horeb, symbolizing the 2 mountains of the Jewish people. Har Moriah in Yerushalayim, where the Beit HaMikdash was built, and of course where Avram sacrificed Yitzchak, Har Moriah, and Horeb, where the Torah was given, Har Sinai. And therefore, those 2 mountains symbolize Jewish life, Torah and Yerushalayim, Torah and Israel. And he felt, therefore, that was the 2 words he'd give. In the end, the whole book was called Horeb, because this was focusing on Torah, how Torah speaks to us not simply as a book, but as a living guide to life. And through these 6 incredible chapters, and Horeb is a work that can't be quickly read. It needs study. It needs intense understanding of how he structured it and how each chapter really compartmentalizes a phenomenal amount of information, as well as us understanding what makes Torah tick. And I think when you look at it as a whole, you realize that unfortunately today, people think of Torah as simply just mitzvot, simply just observances. not seeing it as part of a bigger whole when everything comes together. No one of his books is more important than the other. He's not saying Torah is more important than Mishpatim or Mitzvot more than Chukim. What he's saying in his totality is that every one of these areas cannot be done simply by itself, but it helps to split it up into sections to see the bigger whole. And that's the genius of Horeb. And that's why at the time when it came out, it got the ire of the Reform and of those parts of Judaism, because 19 letters they could stomach. It was a nice chat with somebody. But Horeb was a philosophy of saying what life could be. It is really for us today, as it was then, a guide to the structure of Torah in our daily lives.